Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing really well today. I am sufficiently caffeinated, as you may tell, and I am very excited to talk to you about neuroplasticity as agency, right? So, what I have observed in my clinical practice thus far is that those of us who are most resilient, most healthy, have a strong sense of our own cognitive control. We have strategies that work for us, that grant us the ability to regulate our own emotions, and in some cases, to even have greater influence over the emotions of others in our lives. We may have positive reciprocity in our relationships, we may have liking in our social lives, we have a sense of belonging, not because we have been given that unconditionally, but because we have a way of negotiating in our relationships. We have the cognitive skills associated with social and emotional intelligence. And in this video, I want to talk to you and really remind you that you have the capacity to regulate your emotions. And this will require work. It will require work, repeated patterns of you taking control of your life. When I say take control, do I mean being fully in control of your life? Absolutely not. In fact, life will happen, and we will have to respond in ways that are very intelligent, in ways that are self responsible. That's the key. We have to learn how to be responsible for the ways that we respond to our emotions and to other people. The bedrock of this is the skill of emotional attunement. We learn how to regulate our own emotions by the way that attachment figures in our lives hold space for us to psychologically learn how to regulate our own emotions. When mother pays attention lovingly, calmly to the child, when the parent has an individualized parenting style, then the threshold for psychological and emotional stressors can be much higher for the individual. So we can learn to tolerate uncertainty. We can learn to tolerate stress. We can go through it as human beings. We can be so resilient as human beings on the condition that we are given that loving attunement, that we are giving that healthy attachment. So, for those of us who have been given the skills of attachment, who were given attunement, what do we do? How do we make the most of our lives? I have found that the key is in learning, it is in being proactive, it is in psychological engagement. How do we find psychological engagement? Well, it comes in all different forms. And I am excited to tell you that I find psychological engagement in creating YouTube videos, in extroverting my intuition, in sharing my ideas, my passions, and my values. My ideals for a better world, a better psychiatry, a better mental health care system. So I thank you for joining me as I share those with you. How do we learn? How do we become psychologically engaged? On a very basic level, we know that the brain can change. There is neuroplasticity, specifically in the hippocampus, this part of the limbic system that takes our short term working memory and transfers it into our long term memory. This is the learning center for the brain. We know that we can stimulate growth of nerve cells in the hippocampus through physical activity, which seems to prime learning. We can do it through having emotional arousal. Yes, we remember things better when our emotions are actually involved. Interesting, isn't it? We remember things that are new, that are novel, and we remember things when we pay attention. See, It is the quality of attending that can alter and change consciousness. The way that you attend to me in this video will shape you on a biochemical level. The way that you pay attention to your loved ones will shape you on a biochemical level. In fact, I would argue the most important step in living a good life is learning how to pay attention. And yes, this is a gift that is given by the attention of our attachment figures. What a great responsibility, then, it is for you to pay attention. Yes, paying attention. But what captures your attention may be variable to your biological temperament. And thus, you require different adaptive strategies to find a sense of meaningful engagement. And this is my passion. So, for example, I find profound engagement in exercising my compassion. I have, for most of my life, been drawn into relationships with people who are suffering, who are in pain. Why? I don't know. It's a great mystery, but I'm drawn to it. I often ask people, if you could do anything with your life, what would you be doing? How would you be spending your time in an ideal world? If you could, how would you be spending your time? And this, to me, creates a narrative surrounding engagement. Yes. When I extrapolate from the natural sort of virtues inherent in the individual, there can be a call to adventure, to exercise those in service of a community. I believe we naturally are psychologically engaged when we are serving others, serving a group, serving God. When we know on a deep level that we have been gifted with the capacity to do good, we respond and we want to do good. We want to aspire to ideals. And this is the beauty of being a human. When we can collaborate in that process, we become resilient and we become healthy. With all of that being said, I hope you found this video interesting and insightful. The main point of this video was to tell you you have agency, you do have choice in the way you respond to life. It is that response that is understood through learning how to pay attention, by nurturing novel and emotionally salient and meaningful experiences. And on its most basic level, by maintaining physical movement in your life. You can prime these processes. You can keep these processes alive because the mind and the body are intimately connected. So to learning and to exploring and to being psychologically engaged, I say go and live. Live a good life. Be a hero in your life. If you enjoyed the video, let me know with a comment. Like it, and I will see you later. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.